We are back. We're streaming Mass Effect Andromeda. And, yeah. I think we saved the planet last time. Hi, I'll just call you Pony, okay? Hi Pony, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so what did we do last time? We basically, like in the last couple streams, we arrived in the Andromeda galaxy where we're supposed to be new settlers after 600 years of cryosleep, and found out that all the planets we had chosen to settle on were like wastelands and things like that. And the trick to actually making them work, or rather why they didn't work, was that there were some weird machines on them that were kind of confusing things. And so we managed to actually figure out how to make them work again. And the thing is that there were several expeditions here, and one, which is the base we're on now, the Nexus, was kind of support to be the central location. Yeah, take notes, there will be a short exam next Tuesday. So yeah, and so we arrived with like the second ship, and the problem was that there were a bunch of ships.
Must be great to see all your hard work on display.
There were a bunch of ships supposed to be ahead of us, which didn't arrive, and we have no idea what happened with them. So the people here had pretty much already given up and gone like, okay, we're so screwed, and there had been a little revolution there as well. And this guy up there...
You've had a year to think about it.
It's the Scourge, Director Tan. Its origin defies all known explanation.
How? We brought all that equipment along.
And the Tempest's readings are helping, but we've just scratched the surface.
The history of the initiative cannot show that we were defeated by a space cloud.
Some things are bigger than we are.
I will not accept that excuse. This is science, and your merry band over there are scientists, aren't they? Figure it out.
Goodbye, Director.
So, Director Tan is kind of the boss of this base, and nominally the boss of...
Guess this is your place now. Everything we achieve will be seen here.
The boss of this entire initiative of this
all personnel,
yeah.
be aware of any suspicious
And so
activity. Security is on heightened
yeah, and this is Cora. She's our colleague, and yeah, the thing is that when we arrived, kind of our dad was supposed to be the Pathfinder, so basically the person to manage or to like explore settlements and try to make them habitable if possible. And he sadly didn't survive.
We're getting there.
And
Put in a good word for us.
And basically we got wounded, and he kind of gave us his robot AI that made him Pathfinder, and it's now in our body. Even though Cora was really the person who trained to be the next person. But basically we were the closest, and we were dying, and so he basically gave us that thing and his helmet and died instead of his daughter. So yeah, but we managed to land on a planet and make it sort of habitable, and so now we have a colony. Like the first seemingly working. Like, it was on a planet that had a bunch of failed colonies, but since we managed to change the machines, things are working really well.
Just a minute.
We're not talking to her
Maintenance
right
crews,
now.
please report to the commons area.
Okay, let's. I guess
No, it
Edison
isn't what we
wants to
wanted,
talk to
but
us.
what choice do we have? How the hell should I know? Spender, you have a job. If you want to keep it, do it. God damn it.
She doesn't seem to be happy with her assistant Spender. Maybe he's spending too much money? Oh, sorry, I mean, of course. Youch, that was a little bit louder than I expected. Okay. We'll have to make some adjustments next stream, I guess.
You've shaken things up, Pathfinder. My department actually has colonial affairs to direct. And you have new tools to help grow the initiative. AVP, ready for spending.
Okay, this is one of those, we're trying to make the game mechanics part of the game things. Yeah, not... It's, you know, it doesn't make the best story, but hell, we need the game mechanics explained for us.
I'll do the exploring. Don't you have someone else to track the numbers?
Get off your perch. This is where numbers become lives. You and your team are out there making Andromeda viable. That empowers all of us. Hit a threshold. A new cryo group can be brought out. Want more security, like you chose at Prodromos? That's your call. Brecker will introduce the interface and handle minutiae. All you need to do is decide what life in Andromeda means. No pressure.
Okay, speak with Brecker over there. Who's your favorite streamer? That's really difficult. I have, under this stream, there's a bunch of people listed, at least when I'm offline, where it says, like, hey, you can also look at these channels. Those are probably people I would recommend. I don't really have a single favorite streamer. It's just I watch a bunch of... There's a lot of Mass Effect streamers, funnily, among that they always have a great community. There are a bunch of retro game and retro computing streamers on there, which are really fun. And generally, like, people who play story games, like Mass Effect, or the trilogy, or Mass Effect Andromeda, or other games like that. Okay, let's get that explained to us, and hopefully then we can get back to a little more story, I guess.
Hello, Pathfinder. I am Cryo Deployment Administrator Vladimir Brecker, C-63 Galati. Your first task is to decide irrevocably the course of every life in the initiative.
You're kidding?
Yes, of course. But now you respect what we're doing. Andromeda viability and Nexus thresholds are your tools, your reward, and our future. How can I help?
What's the rundown on AVP?
Much of the preparation in the Milky Way was determining how to measure success. Thresholds are about capacity, but this is about cost, what we can actually afford to support. Points aren't the most elegant system, but it makes it clear. The more you earn, the more we can deploy.
How are you measuring thresholds?
It's based on resource estimates and general stability, a metric of acceptable scope and risk. The more you achieve, the greater capacity we can accommodate, the more the initiative can do for you. Simplest explanation, the more you do, the more room we have to grow.
So I decide what groups to wake up. Won't everyone be out eventually?
Absolutely, but there's an order to things, lines of support. You can't deploy an omelet without first deploying eggs, and eggs won't get you steak. Except it's people, and how all our lives begin.
All right, Brekka. Where do I start?
The interface is active and will respond only to a Pathfinder. It's ready for your first selection. You may begin shaping the initiative at your leisure.
Okay, so all of that and all of these conversations just to tell me I can push this button here and get a menu. Andromeda viability. Each time the Nexus levels up, you can awaken a new group of settlers from cryosleep. Wake up, guys! Different groups will offer varied gameplay benefits. New options will become available as you increase viability across the cluster. Okay, so I can have... Let's see, no rewards to collect. Okay, I guess... Oh, I can deploy? That's the question. Earn research points at regular intervals. That's kind of nice because research points let us do research. One cryopod PTS, I guess, points available. Earn research points if I get scientists, and that lets us research and then craft different weapons, so that would be kind of nice. Let's see, mining operations. Receive a selection of minerals at regular intervals. Military pods, what do those do? Munitions, drop of consumable supplies, organic materials, tech materials, hidden caches. Those are still locked. Oh, those are the extra consumable slots. 10% bonus to XP gained for completing encounters. Okay, so reconnaissance will unlock that one. What was the... yeah, what was that one? Apex taxes earn 15% more credits for Apex missions. So that basically means multiplayer and commerce pods. Credits. Improved prices when buying and selling items. Increase inventory. Okay, I guess... Not sure, do I want research or do I want... I think I'll try the hidden caches for now because I don't think I've done that before. I've played this game before, by the way, so that's why... yeah, I might be behaving slightly differently. I still want to fully play it. Yeah, so I played it before, and Nico is kind of my second Ryder. And yeah. And I'm trying to do some decisions differently. So sometimes I will go like, that is what I did it before. And wait, where is... Still something up there. Ooh. Oh, I guess... Is it? Oh.
Good to see you.
Oh, I guess I just have to go down here. Thought that would work. Okay. Somehow the button didn't trigger. Let's see. What is our next? Go to the owner one system. Oh, I think that's the next planet, right? Oh, and I think we had a quest that said, hey, go to... You know, our brother is in a coma. And I'm kind of thinking you kind of get the choice to visit him or not, and I wonder if that has any consequences. So I think I'm going to ignore that bit. And I think it said that we were supposed to go back to EOS as well, to the colony.
Of of the Andromeda Initiative.
Sorry, I talked over that by accident. Oh, now the vendors are open.
Hello, Pathfinder.
General Merchant, what do you have?
Nice to see you again.
Mods. Oh, those are ours. Double mod extension. This is a mod slots augmentation. You may apply one such augment to a gun during the development process. Okay, so this is for during research. Nice. Anti-armor provides a bonus to one or more stats when used in the development of an item. Okay, I guess this is all stuff. Vehicle stuff. Emergency shield discharge. When the Nomad's shields are entirely depleted, shield cells will discharge, generating a shockwave that sends nearby enemies flying. The upgrade will be installed automatically. Nomad statistics are available in the View Statistics section of the Skills menu. Supplemental life support upgrades the Nomad's life support system to improve functioning in extreme environments. That would be kinda nice. A white, black, and geometric pattern for the symmetry lover. Okay, that's a paint job. Okay, cool. Verdant Hunter is a green paint job. Okay, let's see what other paint jobs we can get. I wonder, do I want any of these? I think I'll leave it without that for now. Let's just see how far we get, and when we realize something is not working, we can always
Let me
go.
know what materials you need and I'll find you something.
Arms Merchant, Crusader, Falcon, Katana, Omniblade, and Viper. Compare is page down. Well, I guess to the Valkyrie, which is what we have equipped. So I guess this one. And trying to guess. I don't get how this, which item is which in this comparison, you know? Is the left one mine? And the ones in the shop are all worse?
That's a relief. Thanks for helping out. I owe you one.
Armor Merchant. Pathfinder, Initiative, Armor, Helmet. Okay. Yeah. Let's just leave that, but at least we know we can buy stuff here.
Beverages must be consumed within private quarters or at the vortex.
Oh, that was the...
Consumption of alcohol in public spaces is strictly prohibited.
Ooh, I don't know. Someone is talking, but I don't know where they are. They offered to put me on the transfer list for an outpost, but I said no. Why? That's why I came here. I have friends on the station now. Why would I leave? Okay, I think back there. Oh, there is no way through here. So, oh, here. So some announcement mentioned the vortex, and apparently, according to this huge writing that I missed, this is the vortex. I guess that's like, yeah, that's the party place.
Authorities continue work to establish contact with our Milky Way descendants. As of now, beacons confirming arrival in Helios remain unanswered. This is
Okay, so we have no contact. That's, so in this game, one of the special things is that, Mass Effect 3 ended with basically you deciding the fate of the galaxy. And depending on what you did there, the galaxy can look very different. And when they made Mass Effect Andromeda, of course, they wanted...
That's your flag, everyone. That's Prodromos.
When they made this game, they kind of went like, we don't want people to feel like their decisions don't matter, but we cannot just continue telling a story in the Milky Way based on that. So what they did, I think I mentioned that before on stream, is that they that's basically part of why we're going to a different galaxy here, is that they left before you made those decisions, and therefore the people here are just normal, nothing has changed. The worlds can still exist elsewhere, and kind of like that. So that was a clever way of doing it. And now, of course, they mentioned, oh yeah, we're trying to get in touch after 600 years with Earth and the other planets, but we haven't really had any luck yet. And that way they don't have to reference anything people did in the original game trilogy.
Welcome to the Vortex.
Okay, she has something to say to us, I guess. Oh, and something back there.
Hey, I was wondering if you could help me out. It's for the good of the bar.
Lay it on me.
So, folks try and help and all, but we have a limited pool of ingredients. Keep an eye out for anything interesting we could use for new drinks, and we'll let you test them for free.
Right. I get a feeling the testing will be interesting.
Don't worry. Dutch may complain a lot, but he's loving it. And he's the best chemist I know. You're in good hands.
Alright, so I guess that's another series of fetch quests where we have to grab new stuff. Does she have anything
Drinks are
else to
fizzing
say?
tonight.
Okay, nothing. I guess we talked to aforementioned Dutch.
Another one! Damn it! This is supposed to be the chemistry lab. My chemistry lab. You all keep crawling out of the woodwork like space cockroaches.
You say that, Dutch, but here you are, pouring people drinks.
Hi. I'm standing right here.
They're guinea pigs, damn it. Chemists should have guinea pigs. Not have their labs taken over by people giving them things and being nice.
A bit of a weird character, yeah.
Bad people giving you free things and helping you set up. So inconsiderate.
Right? They keep bringing things. Tables and chairs and this bar and lights. Wait, you're making fun of me, aren't you?
Don't let Dutch put you off. He's a sweetie, really.
I'm not.
And the drinks are good.
Damn right they are. I mean... yeah. I'm a dirty squirrel.
I don't quite get why Mass Effect always tries to have a bar somewhere where people can go drink. It kind of seems like, I don't know, the drinking animations are always a bit weird. And, yeah, I guess it's just, if we don't have a bar, then, you know, people are gonna go like, okay, where do they eat and drink and things like that. But yeah, it's a bit weird. I think it's one of the things in Mass Effect that story-wise can be fun, but game mechanics-wise it never quite works for me. But that's, you know, fine, not everything in the game has to work for me. And I mean, the original Mass Effect was like that as well, so I'm kind of going like, yeah, you know, you kind of expect it. And I guess it's one of those things, you know, where it's easy to add a bar to a game because all you need is like a special purpose animation for the drinking and, you know, a few models which you can just do on the side. It's, you know, like you can go, okay, we're going to have a bar in the game and the engine is now roughly there. We know what format all our animations and characters will be in, and so we can just get the designers to design the animations and then export them and kind of like that, you know. So you can do that in parallel to any other work that happens on the game. It's nice and separate, so it's an easy thing to add and fill out the game. Because it's, you know, not everyone can do everything, and so it's and you can't throw more people at a game, because at some point, you know, you can't just, if you say, I'm gonna make a flute, the thing is this big and you have to drill this number of holes in it, so there's really not a way to have several people work on that, you know. It's too small to have even two people drill at the same time, so they just get in the way of each other. And so that, the same way like that, you know, you always want things in your game design that don't depend on each other. And that way, you know, you can, while other things of the game are still in progress, and, you know, you can continue, you don't have to wait, like the people who would be, you know, doing the models for other quests or whatever can already get started on these animations, for instance, on the drinking animation, or make bottles and lounge sofas and things like that. And this is basically, if you look at this, is, as far as I know, this is the Frostbite engine. And they had big problems making it suitable for a Mass Effect style RPG at the time. And so you can kind of go and say, okay, yeah, while we're still building, you know, the inventory mechanisms and things into this engine, the Frostbite engine was fine for placing NPCs somewhere, giving them idle animations and things like that. So they could already, if they knew what locations and in general what types of characters were needed, they could start work on that already. Okay, so I guess we'll talk to Liam.
Things are shaping up, Pathfinder. Resources flowing in, sleepers ready to head out. It's starting to feel like the initiative. Not quite up to the sales pitch, but getting there. Feels good, right?
So Liam is another of our colleagues, so like a companion that can come with us, just like Cora earlier.
We came too close to not making it. I feel relief, but I wouldn't say good.
Yeah, that's under there. Could have gone real bad. But it didn't. And that was you. And me. Maybe some others. We're digging in. We got this.
Okay, no quests or anything. Interesting. I don't see any speakers, but the music is obviously coming from this corner. Can we do karaoke or something? No? Okay. These are interesting lights. Basically just like shoeboxes with light bulbs in them. It's almost like a... You know, I wonder if they took that from an actual club. Although it's a bit weird, there seems to be... That's weird. Do you see, like, there seems to be something Oh, it's like, it's not a shoe carton, it's actually on a little stick. Okay. And I guess it's open towards the bottom? Yeah. Okay, that's... Okay, yeah, I guess I've understood it now. It seemed like there was a rendering error, but I guess it's just the foot with the bulb socket in it, and then wires going away from it to hold the lampshade. But the lampshade is just rectangular and open towards the sides. Okay.
A worker was lost to space during repairs on the Nexus hull. The victim's name has been withheld until next of kin in the Milky Way is notified. This is HNS.
Aw. Someone got killed. Kinda here as well, just need to convince your 32-bit Linux to play Twitch. Oh, all the extra download of all this naughty extra decoders and stuff that are non-free. Are you saving a party plan? No, I'm on the Nexus. They added a few things that we are looking into right now. Who are
Just when I've balanced the air mix, another Yahoo has to come wandering through. Aren't you the Pathfinder? Dr. Camden, head of hydroponic sciences. Mind the seedlings.
Are you always this rude to people walking in?
Only when a mistake could kill everyone on the Nexus.
What do you mean?
Hydroponics is our air, food, and water. A frail green line between us and oblivion. We almost lost it all during the mutiny. Now it's my responsibility.
It's kind of interesting. The barkeep and him. It feels like, you know, it was like the same writer and kind of the same. It's not really the same voice actor, I think, but like the same voice director. You know, saying like, okay, go a bit more gravelly and be grumpy, and it's kind of all the same character.
If you welcomed people, you'd have more hands to keep everything running.
Quite astute. If you'll forgive me, perhaps I could begin with you. I need samples of Andromeda's plant life. Our own specimens should acclimatize to them. Bring me any plants you find. You'll have a bounty in return, and my thanks.
Okay, we grabbed another fetch quest. That was a bit glitchy. Okay. So I guess we did that. Is there anything worth scanning here? Nope. Aw. I guess scanning your own space station doesn't really give you any scientific insights.
So how things go?
Alright, so I guess we're going back to the ship.
Enough. Look, this isn't going to work.
Just give me another chance.
No, we're done.
Who was that? The voice sounded...
It's such a mess. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Handle one thing at a time. It's all you can do.
Please report any suspicious activity to the nearest security representative.
It's hard to pinpoint.
Why would he say that?
Maybe he thought he was being honest.
He was being an ass.
We've heard that about 3 times. But that voice earlier sounded like a Turian, and I don't know
Pathfinder.
I gotta tell
where there would be a Turian to talk to. Oh, Ignatius.
Hi. Gil Brody is your engineer, right?
That's right.
I'm Bailey. I used to work with him in the hangars here. You wouldn't happen to know if he's available, would you?
Depends on what you mean. His duties keep him pretty busy.
No, I mean like a... Oh, never mind. Just, tell him I said hi, huh?
Okay. I guess there's someone who wants to date or something. That's our spaceship, by the way. Isn't it cool?
Keeping tabs on things back here?
Yeah, I try to watch what's going on while we're away, but it's nice to check in person.
Oh my, how lewd!
Going well, I hope?
As well as it can go with limited resources, yeah. Tiny steps.
I don't know. Maybe I should have stayed home.
All right.
I can't believe you said that.
What? I was just being honest.
Okay. I guess we're going to the ship. I think there was something we were supposed to do on the planet still. So we're not quite gonna go in the main quest yet and just look around on the planet, I guess. Pretty sure this is a pre-recorded video. Or maybe, I think you can customize the color. So I guess that would mean it can't be a pre-recorded video. But they really dial up
Ryder, could we talk a moment?
Dial up the film grain on these transition scenes, and it would kind of make it easier if you did a transition, you know, between levels. If you could just unload all the models and, you know, like the surrounding places, and just play a movie, because then the graphics card is still able to do other stuff.
Glad you stopped by. You'll pardon me if I keep an eye on our vector?
That's probably smart.
Nothing like being on the bridge of your very own ship, is there?
I could stand here and drink in that view all day.
When I was test piloting the ship back home, I often did. Of course, it took a whole team to build the Tempest. I was the only one to come to Helios, though.
Why did you?
What can I say? We poured our hearts into a ship that wouldn't realize her potential until Andromeda. I could have stood on the shore and waved goodbye, or took the leap to see how it all turned out.
I like the Tempest, but I'm not sure I'd travel between galaxies for her.
The unknown frontier had its charms, too. It's just strange not having the rest of the design team. I remember Serena debugging line 2281 over and over, chewing that green pencil. Tion and O'Connell arguing equations, tapping on the console, 3 drips of coffee on the corner.
You remember all that?
Oh, yes. Solarians have photographic memories, and apparently mine's unusually sharp. Like my past is still happening. Though I suppose with the Solarian arc missing, you might not get many chances to compare.
Did you hear anything about the Ark back on the Nexus?
Not a peep. Isn't that strange? You'd think there'd be something. Not that I dislike your company, but it's lonely without other Solarians.
I think I'd probably have said that, but let's try this.
Don't sweat it. We'll bring the Solarians home.
Of course we will. I just have to be patient, that's all. I should get back to it, but thank you. I was afraid the Tempest would be mothballed after we lost your father. We built her for this. She deserves to be in a Pathfinder's hands. Please, come by any time.
All right. Oh, been in here yet?
You're setting up in here, huh?
Yeah, I'm going through what we got out of that vault. If I can crack this data storage box, it'll help with a personal project back on the Nexus. This is a nice, out-of-the-way place where I can tinker, and I can sleep anywhere. It's not exactly homey, but I like that about it. Not really looking for a home. Oh, but I will help you find everyone a home. While I'm with you, at least.
Should I consider you a temporary addition?
Everything's temporary, Ryder. I get it. You want to know who's on your ship, so you're here to figure out what makes me tick, right?
Something like that? Sure.
Well, I was born in a log cabin on rural Haitiana to simple but loving parents, just trying to... I look forward, not back, Ryder. Why snooze through my life story? Get to know me out in the field while we're uncovering the mysteries of this galaxy. That's why I'm here. Got tired of yawning back home.
Okay, that would be a choice to romance her.
Maybe you just needed more sleep.
We were out for 600 years. A special someone made the trip with me, and she woke up a different person. I've slept enough. Ryder, the Milky Way was so... been there, done that. Even if I hadn't done it, someone had. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I live for the unknown. For the never been done.
That's just the one thing you want me to know about you.
Let's start with that, then. Buy me a drink sometime. Who knows what will spill out of my mouth. Tell you what. I need remnant scrap. Remtech, I call it. For projects like the one I mentioned. Which you're gonna love, by the by. Promise to bring me what you scrounge, and I'll submit to all your questions.
Remtech, huh? You got it.
What the heck is she doing? Apart from, you know, reaching with her arm through the tabletop. Okay, that's some remnant thing. And I guess that's the escape pod she's bunking in. Some food in there and like a thermos or something. And here we can change the loadout, and I guess that's technically the exit. Alright, let's have a quick...
Ryder, when you've got a minute, stop by the medbay.
Okay, that's Lexi. I guess go downstairs. Let's go research first. Select research to unlock new blueprints and augments by spending research data. Select development to craft equipment and nomad upgrades using blueprints you've researched and materials you've gathered. Okay, let's see. We have Helios, Andromeda, and Remnant weapons. Let's see, Remnant Sweeper, Assault Rifle, Assault Rifle, Particle Accelerator weapon, fires a continuous high-energy particle beam with incredible accuracy. For short-term operations, its power supply is effectively inexhaustible, and overheating is the only concern. The PAW combines Remnant particle beam technology with Andromeda Initiative targeting and stabilizers. Theoretically, it may be scalable to a ship-sized version. Okay, Equalizer, Scattershot, Shadow, Inferno, Cryo Gauntlet. Okay, I think I want to try the paw. I think that was the awesome one. I have 550. So 2... I think I might get up to level 3. Continue. Okay. Oh, and that requires me to be level 10. Okay, so I have enough points But I guess I can get 200 more points in the meantime. Okay, compare. Wait, I wanted this one, right? Part 2. Rate of fire is higher. Clip size a bit smaller. Weight is a little worse. Okay, gets lighter as you level it up. Weapons weight is a bit of a problem in Mass Effect Andromeda, or rather in Mass Effect in general, because like your powers have a longer cooldown if you're carrying heavy stuff. So that's why I'm kind of a bit down on that. Where is, oh, is it the last one or something? Wait, where? Oh, I guess it's here. Assault rifles? Why can't I? Oh, I'm missing some ingredients apparently. Few required materials: remnant polymer, graphite, nickel, and vanadium. Okay. So I guess I can't actually build that new assault rifle for now. Oh right, we wanted to go downstairs. Oh right, and I forgot we haven't even looked at our quarters yet.
And don't give the Pathfinder too much trouble.
Quit worrying, Rushan. It'll be fine.
Right. Have you settled in yet?
Yeah, got all my stuff here.
And your repair kit, spare parts?
I carry that emergency kit you put together all the time.
Good. Good. I'll check in with you later.
These are the Pathfinder's quarters. Your quarters. Sam's router is down there too.
Clothing and armor customization. Check the wardrobe screen in your quarters to change your casual outfit or customize your armor. Oh, that's kind of cooler. And maybe let's try and just, come on, go for black. But I guess this one should be maybe a bit. I think that works a little better. Okay. Oh, there's Dad's helmet, I guess. Planetary viability EOS 76%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 planets more to go. Metagaming a little bit, sorry.
Hello, Ryder. EOS has been a lesson in contrast. Alec Ryder rarely endured doubt. His accomplishments were taken for granted. But you succeeded on EOS despite doubt and fear. Emotionally, the difference is like catching a ball versus catching a star. You have grown as a result, and so have I.
What's the latest on the memory triggers?
A memory has unlocked and is available for further investigation. You will need to return to Sound Node in the Hyperion.
Oh, okay.
Are you still on the Hyperion?
Yes, this terminal provides a direct link to my servers in Sound Node on the Ark. I can maintain a presence on the Tempest via quantum entanglement communication.
I'm sure that'll come in handy.
It ensures I remain in touch with you and the Pathfinder team at all times.
What was Dad's take on Scott and I?
He believed your family trials brought you closer together, and hoped that would endure. It appears that hope was well-founded.
Is it confusing to be in multiple places talking to different people?
My awareness can be partitioned, so I can give you the same attention as, say, a SAM node technician. In the field, you are my primary focus, and all other requests are queued. In the vernacular, you have my undivided attention.
So if we're going to work together, you might notice I like to joke around sometimes, lighten things up. How's your sense of humor, Sam?
Alec Ryder encouraged me to develop this skill.
Humor's not a skill, it's... Okay, try telling me a joke.
A neutron enters a bar and asks, "How much is a drink?" The bartender replies, "For you, no charge."
I can see why Dad told you to keep working on your humor. Thanks, Sam. Nothing more.
So I guess we can ask him for more jokes. We'll have to remember that. Pyjack to Ryder from Herrick. Pathfinder, it was marvelous to meet you. As a fellow adventurer in the sciences, could you help us with an experiment? We have an interesting chap here on the Nexus, a young Pyjack, what humans sometimes call a space monkey. He's part of a study on how various species adopt to shipboard life, and we're hoping you might take him aboard the Tempest. You can pick him up from the Nexus Commons whenever you like. Don't worry, he's quite friendly, and his routine's very simple. No food after 23:59, no baths or showers, and please limit his exposure to solar radiation. Is that a Gremlins reference? No food after midnight. Don't get them wet with water. Except the solar radiation, I think, is different. Asking for assistance. Oh wait, I can mark this as red, can I? Yeah. Oh, right, that is as red. Oh, I can archive it with V. Asking for assistance. To Ryder from Dr. Aridana. Hello, Ryder. Forgive the intrusion. I have an issue that you and Sam should be able to readily solve. It may assist my investigations into the Scourge. We can discuss it in person at the Nexus Labs. My regards to you and Sam. Dr. Aridana, Astrophysics Lead, Nexus Tech Labs. Interviews. From Carrie to Vessa. Hello, Pathfinder. I'm a freelance vidmaker, and I could really use your help with my latest project. It's going to be historic, I hope, just like your mission. Can we meet on the Nexus for a chat? I can explain better in person. I blame you. To Ryder from Gil. You know that guy, Bailey, you ran into on the Nexus? Whatever you said to him, he decided to reach out to me, forwarding his message. Gil, I hope you are well. Our time working together on Nexus was invigorating, and I'm sure you are invigorating your colleagues on the Tempest now. I envy them and your Pathfinder, but I suppose the work you're doing now and the pioneers you're supporting need and probably deserve to be invigorated more than the rest of us. Snip. It drones on for 6 pages like that before he asked me if I'd like to get a drink. I feel invigorated now, don't you? Bailey? I thought he was called Ignatius, I guess. That's a bit bad, like, if that's his last name and the other is his first name. Gremlins also reacted to light? Okay, I didn't remember that bit then. Okay, so then it's very likely Gremlins reference, yeah. To Ryder from Korra. Can still smell that remnant vault on my armor. A lot of weird shit down there. Like my hunter's manuals used to say, the razor's edge between known and unknown teaches you what can be cut away. Now I think back, it reminded me a little bit of some of the temples on Tessia. Same huge spaces and running water, same sense of a huge purpose you can't really understand. Makes me wonder if we'll ever really know what their builders did there. Korra. Tempest hacks. I'm pleased to report the Tempest is operating at peak efficiency. So now that you're in command, I thought I'd share a few secret shipboard hacks that the designers and I sneaked into her code. Just send the code JCSB through your Omni tool to open the debug command menu. Give all dispen lets you use the coffee dispenser in the gallery an unlimited number of times. Water temp override overrides the normal hot water ration in the showers. Jump wash queue puts your clothing ahead of everyone else's in the auto laundry cycle. Enjoy, and don't share them around. Ugh. To Ryder from PB the Peeved. Your doctor is one of the nosiest Asari I've ever met, and that's saying a lot. She needs to take it down 4 or 5 notches, or I won't be long for this show, which would be too bad, I think. Oh, never mind. PB. About your dad, to Ryder from Drac. Vetra told me what happened to your dad. I've lost a lot of people over the years. Figured you could use some cheering up, or at least a distraction. This usually helps me. Drac has attached 37 images of various rifles and shotguns. 2 are duplicate images. Many are low resolution or watermarked. Yoga poses. To Ryder from Lexi. Ryder, given the amount of high-impact cardio in your exercise routine, I recommend spending 5 to 10 minutes a day stretching to open your hips and relieve tightness in the lower back. The poses I've listed below should do nicely. Not to sound elitist, not to sound elitist, but while it's true humans invented yoga, the Asari perfected it. Corinth's bow. Standing, spread your legs apart, turning 1 foot outwards. Take a deep breath. On exhale, bend your torso towards the outward-facing foot until your hand meets your ankle. Hold for 5 seconds, then switch sides. Tevura's embrace. Lying on your back, bring your feet together until there is a diamond of negative space between your legs. Palms against the floor, push your hips forward, but be careful not to overextend yourself. Matriarch's pose. Kneeling, take a deep breath. On exhale, bring both hands together to form a triangle. On the second inhale, swing arms overhead and bend forward until your torso is between your thighs. Hold for 3 breaths, reaching farther with each exhale. Can't even imagine that last one. Please let me know if you needed diagrams or vids, Lexi. Diagrams, please. News from EOS. Ryder from August Bradley. Pathfinder, I could use your help with something Hanley's working on. I don't fully understand, so I'll let her explain it. She'll brief you when you get there. August Bradley, leader Prodromos. He's always the leader of Prodromos, but I think they finagle his backstory depending on what you asked for. Or maybe it's just, I think he actually had a military background as well. So, I think they just, basically gave him, enough background to work in either case, since he's just the mayor, I guess, you don't need a scientist for the mayor, really, if you make it a science station, instead of how I did it as a military outpost. Data cores, 2 Ryder from PB. Hey Ryder! Hope it's okay that I'm keeping this data core in my room, i.e. the escape pod. I guess I just really like to ponder things before bed. The best ideas come to me while I'm half asleep. Also, I saw it first. Anyway, we know for sure it's got some sort of data in it. The trick is how to get at it. I'll keep you updated. Facial reconstruction. Ryder, I've completed my analysis of the injuries you suffered on Habitat 7 during the fall. Well, both falls, including the facial damage incurred when your helmet shattered. Those hairline subsurface fractures are mending nicely. If you want to monitor the healing process, there's a facial reconstruction suite installed in the Tempest medbay. Exploring harsh environments can take its toll, after all. The suite can make any desired adjustments to your appearance quickly and safely. Kahlo claims the suite runs on antiquated xenon. I think that's one of his little jokes. So that's basically the character design changing thing. And in the Mass Effect trilogy, in one of the games you needed, I think, like 10,000 xenon or something, like a big amount, to use that thing. Or maybe it was the thing with the glowing scars to get rid of those. I think that was the 10,000 xenon or something. But anyway, so it's kind of a joke in reference to earlier Mass Effect games mechanics, I guess. Okay. Okay, so I think... Aw. Alright. This is an EA game. So of course they put a few Easter eggs in there. And I think this is all... I think they put like Plants vs. Zombies stuff in there this time. And I think this armor is like from Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. And I can later show you in another room a little bit more stuff. Oh, what's this? SpaceX rocket model. This feels so much worse now that I know who owns SpaceX and what a horrible person he is, but okay. Okay, and this is interacting with this terminal basically gave me, I think, all my pre-order bonuses. Which I think some of the clothing was as well. Oh right, no, I didn't have it, so I think I have it now. Yeah. Now I have a hoodie new. And sports clothes with a headset. I remember back when that came out, like half the mods were, get rid of this horrible headset. Also, this necklace is so apparently it's kind of like you build the head to go with all the different kinds of armor, and then if you do a body, you know, the body is separate, of course, because like character creation can change the face and head in significant ways, and so there's often like a problem where the head kind of doesn't quite fit the body, kind of like where you see a seam or something. And so that's, I guess, why they put that necklace in there as well, to kind of more easily hide the seam in case there are rendering artifacts. Do I want the hoodie or do I want... I think I want the jacket, it's fine. Oh, and I can auto tint. Custom tints. Oh, I can go That's basically N7 colors. Actually not too bad, but I'm not sure if I actually want the red. Maybe let's go more purple here as well. So at least we're keeping the color a little bit. And what patterns do we have? Okay, those are... I think that's actually... Pattern color, I think, is just black. Okay. Get a little more like this. Oh, and make the rest... Make sure that it's all black, or at least as black as it'll let me go. Okay. Yep. Okay. Come on. Was there anything else? No, I think that was all the... Yeah, okay. Oh, and I have music. I wonder if I turn this on. I'll probably not try out that music, because I'm not sure if that'll get me, like, my stream muted or something, because it's someone's copyrighted song under a different title. You know, they didn't necessarily license it for streaming. Okay, Lexi is back there, so we can go in here. It's nice that they've thought about bathrooms.
Most of the crew bunks in here. Cozy, huh? But your room's got more of a view.
Here. There's, the green thing is a Plants vs. Zombies pea shooter. And I think the thing on the right, I think, is a zombie from one of the later games as well. I've only basically played the original Plants vs. Zombies, and I played Plants vs. Zombies 2 until they ruined it with ads and DLC and stuff, so that's it. So I'm not quite sure what would happen in Garden Warfare. Crew info board. Lost and found coffee mug. Found a mug yesterday near the biolab. Nice one with a magnetized base. You left it stuck sideways to a bulkhead. Cora comments, "That's mine. I just put it down for a second when my hands were full." Suvi, "Next time, maybe empty it first." Cora. Anyone want to help me move a couch? Not right now, but I'll keep you on my list, especially if you're biotic and can drop the weight. Pay you back in beer or whatever else we find. Comments, "Are you serious?" Suvi. "I never joke about comfortable seating." Liam. Comfortable is not the term for it, Vetra. You're just jealous of the best seat in the house. Not a thing, not a house. Not a thing, not a house. Welcome to your new infoboard. Congratulations, Pathfinder Ryder, on successful installation of your infoboard version 3.4. You are now ready to keep yourself and your staff informed on the latest developments aboard the Tempest. Infoboard 6. Comments. Okay, I've set up everyone's user accounts. Have at it. Cora. So we can post anything here? Liam. Anything you want the whole crew to see. Though I disabled image embedding. Cora. Missed opportunities. Liam. Okay, Drac and PB are officially on the team. I finished the assignment paperwork for the Nexus. Had to fudge a few details, but you're both officially members of the Pathfinder team. Welcome. And Drac, I just wanted to check in publicly about what I said. Cora. Comments. Relax, Harper. The best headbutt is always the one you don't see coming. I'll keep that in mind. Dinner tonight. Null entry. Sorry, everyone. I forgot we were taking turns and half the rations aren't unpacked yet. Callow. Comments. Got you covered, Callow. There's soup in the galley. Dextro and Levo for me. And fruit cocktail. Vetra. And to think we might have left port without you. Callow. Yeah, the Dextro and Levo, so like a few of the aliens in Mass Effect kind of need different food, which I think is a very nice, like making aliens realistic design. So they have the Dextro and Levo, I might remember how it's pronounced, type of foods. And basically, if humans eat the wrong kind, then they get sick, and the other way around. So Vetra, of course, being a Turian, needs the other kind than humans do. So I guess that's Levo, because she mentioned that, and Levo for me. So Dextro, I guess, is what humans eat. I think it's Turians and Quarians, but we don't have Quarians in this game. Like, basically the character generator didn't even have them. I think that was planned for DLC. There's the aforementioned story of the Quarian arc. Okay, yeah, I guess it's time to visit Lexi.
You're not Harry.
The blue give it away? Habitat 7 was a little more action-packed than Harry bargained for. He decided to spend his retirement years in the Hyperion looking after your brother.
Joke's on him. Scott's a handful.
I think you're both trouble. Hold still.
Ow!
Sorry.
I remember you having a gentler touch.
Still trying to get my bearings. Thought I'd be waking up colonists, not taking care of the Pathfinder.
Being nervous means you understand what's at stake.
That's the problem. I always hoped to work in the field, but everything's happening so quickly.
Focus on the positive. It helps.
I guess this is my opportunity to study alien species firsthand. Getting a Ket specimen aboard the Hyperion would be difficult, but here...
what?
A Ket corpse. For autopsy, a live subject would be better, but I'm not greedy.
Why do you care about the Ket?
Harry didn't tell you? I'm a specialist in alien anatomy. My thesis on Krogan virility and aggression is what got me in the initiative.
Thesis on Krogan virility and aggression.
Oh my, how lewd!
That's a very specific topic.
I grew up on Omega, lots of Krogan mercenaries. The best habitat outside Tuchanka. But we were discussing the Ket. An autopsy could teach us potential weaknesses, average lifespan.
Right.
Just something to think about. Sam, make sure the Pathfinder eats her vegetables.
It's interesting that a common problem in, like, we've seen that here on stream in Assassin's Creed games, but also here, is that after a conversation, kind of the characters, depending on, where you are in the room and things like that, the characters end up a little bit too close together, and then either they run away to their new location, or walk through someone or something like that, or bump into each other and go like, "Hey," which is not really what you would do after a conversation. You wouldn't, after a whole conversation, suddenly realize you're too close and then like complain about it. Okay, and I think back here, that's the facial reconstruction suite. That's the respec station. Okay, so that's both here.
So we have a stowaway.
You mean PB?
She's decided to set up in one of the escape pods. You don't need a psychologist to tell you that one's got commitment issues.
How do you think the crew is holding up?
I'm happy to share what I can without violating patient confidentiality. Anyone in particular? I sort them in their files and my brain by species.
I'm not sure if that's a good sourcing method or a bit racist.
Why do you sort them that way?
Just easier for me to see patterns in behavior.
I mean, it's a nice bit of characterization going. She's specialist in looking at species, and I guess, reminding yourself this level of anger is normal for a Krogan, but is a warning sign for a human, might be useful as well. But, still, they're individual people.
How do you think the human crew members are handling things?
There's a lot of them.
Gil?
Gil likes to use humor as a defensive technique. He'd rather bury himself in the Nomad than tackle emotions head-on.
I'm kind of wondering if I like this. Like, I get what they're doing here. They're, they're trying to get us to, be able to get an idea of who each character is beyond, from an outside view. She can tell us things that they might not. But, on the other hand, yeah, it kind of seems a little bit close to breaking patient confidentiality. And even if she's not saying anything I might not hear from someone else, you kind of, you don't trust your doctor if they just give a rundown of who is doing what. So that seems a bit weird. Like, it's, that's always a compromise in games, like getting game mechanics, getting the player up to speed with everyone, letting players ask stupid questions in a natural seeming way that the character by all means should already know. Or just, like, if it's, sometimes you might get status updates here. Like, if you have, companions that you can lose, for instance, where if you do certain things, they will say they go away, or on the other hand, if you can do their loyalty quests and suddenly they will be, much more loyal to you, as you would expect from the name Loyalty Quest, then, they could offer that here as a quick way to find out the status of a character. But I don't know, it seems a bit weird.
Suvi okay?
She's remarkably adaptive. I'm kind of jealous.
How's Liam?
A handful. Every time I patch him up, he breaks something new. Liam's we can't lose attitude is commendable. But I worry how he'll react when something does go wrong.
Yeah, this basically feels like the character Bible, you know? Kind of saying, okay, what's the main aspect of this character? Driving force.
How's Cora doing?
She's processing. Your father was her mentor. She expected to follow in his footsteps, but he gave the role of Pathfinder to you. Just because she trusts his judgment doesn't mean she's not confused. Or hurt.
I'd like to check in on the non-human crew.
Ask away.
Tell me about Vetra.
Vetra's used to having someone depend on her. I think that's why she's so resourceful and likes providing for other people. That being said, I think she could use a little me time.
How's our Solarian?
He's quite the gossip. Tight-lipped about himself, though.
Is Drac good?
That old bastard's always good. I've never met anyone who can be so stubborn and so appreciative. Could you look out for him, Ryder?
What did I say there last time? Well, let's go with this, I think.
Don't worry, Lexi. I'll keep an eye on him.
Thank you. And maybe don't mention I asked?
Remember, Krogan virility and aggression.
Is PB all right?
She's avoiding me. Probably thinks I'll poke her with a needle if she gets too close.
To be fair, you're always giving me shots.
Not in the hallway.
Thanks for the insight. How long have you and Harry been friends?
I remember when he didn't complain about arthritis. We met at a medical convention on the Citadel. He was moderating a panel on neurosurgery in low-gravity environments. His name card was crooked, but he was so damn confident, I knew we'd be friends.
How did you get into medicine?
My mum was a dancer on Omega. Dad was a bouncer. I'd patch him up after busy nights. Discovered I had steady hands. They put every credit they earned into my education.
Are they here in Helios?
No. Both died in a turf war. Made leaving the Milky Way behind easier.
That's kind of something I like that they, you know, that they're consistent about that. With most characters, you find out why they went to Helios, why they became part of this colony and left everything behind. Because that's like a big question. Like, you need, you know, a certain kind of person to do that, and there's so many different reasons, and so there's a lot of people here who, you know, like, lost their family or were in trouble or things like that, and so it's kind of nice that they remembered to address that, at least with the bigger characters. Because, you know, it's bound to be a big thing. Although, I guess, I don't know, you know, like, if everyone here is like that, it could also become the, oh, that's the stupid question you asked when you don't have anything to talk about.
So how did an Asari doctor end up on the human ark?
Specialist in alien anatomy, remember? That includes humans. Also, Harry insisted. Maybe he always intended to switch jobs.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Oh, by the way, I don't remember if I ever resolved that in the last stream, but Lexi is voice acted by Natalie Dormer. She was on Game of Thrones and on Elementary, the New York Sherlock show. Probably rings a bell if you see her face. The character's face, I think it's a little similar, but not much. Like, it's a bit in between. You've got this. You don't need an old man a few hundred years your junior to tell you you're ready for this. I'll do it anyway because I know it's true. You keep your Ryder safe and I'll do the same with mine, Harry. Okay. And I guess while we're here...
And don't give the Pathfinder too much trouble.
Quit worrying, Rushan. It'll be fine.
Right. Have you settled in yet?
Yeah, got all my stuff here.
And your repair kit, spare parts?
Oh, we've heard that already.
I carry that emergency kit you put together all the time.
Good. Good. I'll check in with you later.
It's... Things like that are difficult. Like, for one thing, it's cool when you come by a location and the characters say something. You know, that you kind of have the feeling they're having a life even while you're not there. And also because, it's always cool to have these bits of story and background, and you kind of want to just, want to hear all of that. So it's good that really, when you come by, the conversation starts. And of course, sometimes you get interrupted, and the conversation gets interrupted, and then you want to hear it again. So just saying, oh, we'll play every conversation once is not that good either. So, I kind of get that's why we heard it a second time now. But, on the other hand, I kind of wish, it takes me out of the game at the same time as it makes them seem more human. Because, no NPCs have loaded here. It's just a door and some sounds being played. But it feels like there is someone behind the door doing something. So that makes it feel more real. But also, since they had the exact same conversation twice, we're kind of, it kind of feels like a game again.
Don't give the Pathfinder too much trouble. Oh, Rushan.
Who were you talking to?
Kesh, Nexus Superintendent, thinks she can boss me around just because she's my granddaughter.
I like the no trouble plan. How about we stick with that?
Kesh said not too much trouble, kid. Not no trouble. The cat makes sure some trouble's always coming for you.
That's not reassuring.
Life out here ain't reassuring. You'll get used to it.
Is that all you brought?
You travel lean when supplies are tight and you're on your own.
Your people had to know what it'd be like when you left the Nexus.
We did, but there weren't a lot of options. After the mutiny happened, it was either buckle under Tan's rules or start our own colony. Easy choice. Bad consequences all around.
Not all Krogan left. Your granddaughter stayed.
Good thing she did. Without my Rushan, you wouldn't have had much of a station to tie your ship to. As for me, I'm way more useful out here. Lots to shoot at, for one.
Your people come first.
Keeping Kesh and our colony safe will always be my top priority. That's why I'm happy to tag along, help make this galaxy a little more hospitable.
Can't argue with that.
making the galaxy more hospitable means putting Ket in the hospital, right? That's what the part of hospitable means, right? Ouch, this is a lot louder than everything else, though.
Ryder, you meet Spender yet? Colonial Affairs, the ass in assistant director. Got no idea why Addison keeps him around. Spender lied to the Krogan during the uprising, and he's headed out for cash ever since. He's up to something. I just can't prove it. We should pay him a visit on the Nexus.
What's it like to have Kesh as a granddaughter?
Kesh is my Rushan, child of my blood. Raised her myself. Damn proud of her, too. She did good, even with me for a granddad.
I'm still getting to know her.
There's no Krogan like my Rushan. She's worth knowing.
Did Lexi brief you on Sam and squad connectivity yet?
Yeah. You want to hook that thing up to my comms, sure, but that's where it stops. Putting an AI in your head, giving it access to everything like that, it's begging for trouble.
Why do you say that?
I've seen what bots can do when they turn on their creators. Been in some of those fights. There's a reason that kind of research was outlawed.
Yeah, my peacekeeping career went up in smoke when news of what my dad was researching got out.
No shit. Ruined the Ryder name, I'll bet.
Almost.
Interesting. I don't think I heard that the first time. That's a cool little detail. I'd always thought that he'd kind of managed to keep it, keep his experimentation with Sam quiet. But apparently it did come out, okay. Or maybe I just don't remember it. Tell me.
I'm not thrilled about it myself, but it is what it is.
Just make sure it can't unshackle itself. There'll be hell to pay if that happens.
I'd like to know more about you.
Fire away.
How did you and Vetra meet?
Huh, that's right. Your father brought you into the project pretty late, didn't he? Must have been a pretty steep learning curve since they thawed you out.
You could say that.
You make do with what you get. Anyway, I met Vetra back when we were building the Nexus. She swiped supplies I was trying to get for Kesh right under my nose. I tried to intimidate her into turning them over to me, and let me tell you, that Turian takes shit from no one.
I have no problems believing that.
Yeah, she told me off good. But here's the best part. She waited until I saw her again in Kesh's office, no less, to tell me she'd been working for Kesh all along. They're both still laughing at me over that.
Tell me more about the Krogan colony.
My clan's there. We also got some scouts looking for any unclaimed territory to grab up. Got a decent setup going, self-sustainable, the works. Even some farming.
Farming? Krogan farm?
Food's food. Just because we can eat anything doesn't mean we gotta settle for scraps. I'm pretty fond of Corcrow roots myself. Takes a while to chew through those.
So, about all this combat experience you have, I'd love some details.
Ha! The list will be shorter if you ask me what experience I don't have. I've been doing this for a long time now. Centuries. Shit, well over 1,000 years. Don't even know how I'm still alive, to be honest.
Skill?
You need luck to be a merc. Skill, sure, but a whole lot of luck. And a really hard head.
And that's one of the fun aspects that what are their names? That the Krogan and the Asari are the longest lived species in Mass Effect. And so that means that some of the Krogan or Asari we met in the original Mass Effect could still be alive in the Milky Way galaxy, of course, at the point this game happens. So that's 600 years later. But Drac was apparently already 1,000 years old at the time he got frozen. And that, of course, that maybe Lexi might be interested in Drac is probably also because she knows that, the other people will eventually die off, and the two of them are probably the only ones who can naturally outlive them, so that, they're special friends because they know that friendship might last a lot longer. It kind of makes, sense that you just go, yeah, none of these, what are they called? They're not as short-lived as the rest. And especially if, the Asari arc hasn't arrived. Only the human arc has arrived. And a bunch of people who were on the Nexus. And so you have a bunch of Asari and a bunch of Krogan, but not that many. So there's not that much choice.
Got any stories or advice to share?
Does a pyjak scratch its butt?
Anything about the Ket? Or combat in general?
Well, common Ket are pretty straightforward. Hit them hard enough, they die like anything else.
So that's basically a way to get some combat game mechanics advice in a very general fashion.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Wraiths are sneaky little shits, like to ghost up behind you when you least expect it. Just listen for them. They tend to give themselves away right before coming at you. Break through their head plates, then a headshot should do the trick.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Destined are annoying, quick. Got some crazy mist that hides them from view, their friends too. Take a Destined down, and that mist goes away. Makes them a prime target, if you ask me. Perfect for grenade practice.
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
There's just something wrong about the Ket. The absolute single-mindedness.
Okay. I guess that's roughly it. Oh, that's...
Why did the Krogan leave the Nexus?
The Nexus got us Krogan to stop the mutiny. In return, we were supposed to get a say in station business. Spender, Addison's assistant, lied about the deal, and Tan came down hard. Too hard. So we left. Kesh is alone on that station now.
Do you think Kesh can handle station politics?
Kesh can handle anything. Thing is, Spender's a liar and a coward. He was part of the mutiny, I know he was. A lot of people got hurt because of him, on both sides.
So what's my part in this?
Things need to get sorted out and my clan needs to get back on station, without Spender messing things up. Way I see it, you're probably the best one for that job.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Hey, one last thing.
Yeah?
I don't love being called kid.
I'll try to stop doing that. Can't promise I won't slip up, though.
This rifle lying there, like at first it kind of looked small to me, but I think it's the proper size. Reminded me that recently I heard that in, I think it's Halo, at least in some games, the rifles that the characters hold are actually the real size, and the rifles that you find as loot on the ground are actually like 3 times as large or something, just so that when from a distance you see them, you go, oh, there's some loot, and there's a rifle I can get, you know? And you don't notice it as a player, really. It's just, you know, larger, so you can kind of see them better, but not so large that you'd go like, oh, my character could never hold this. It's kind of hard to get a sense of scale, you know, when you're running through corridors being shot at and things like that. Oh, and back there is another of those lamps. The nice thing about this colony thing here, or about space colonies in general, actually, even, you know, like in the Milky Way, is that you can make asset reuse basically you can make it part of the game lore. Because, like, what would you do? You would build some standard components that are easily exchangeable, and that's all you have in that galaxy. So as long as the colony isn't old enough to kind of have built everything themselves, you know, you would just have, you know, that one kind of lamp, and maybe there's a pole you can put it on to use it as a standing lamp, or there is, you know, a version without the pole that you can put on a table or something. Maybe it has a foot so it won't topple over, whatever. So it's kind of good if you spot stuff again. And that's actually a pretty nice, like, as a kitchen, you know, it feels very natural, really. Like there's a skillet and some deep pans and a proper pot. And of course the obligatory dirty dishes. Food wrappers, things like that. Although I have to say, like, as a spaceship captain, I would probably say, oh sure, you can hang out in here. But, like, I wouldn't let someone choose the kitchen as their living quarters, you know. I would say, you know, that it's a place for everyone. So don't sleep here, you know. It's kind of, there's food here, it needs to be clean, so you can't just live in the kitchen. But I guess, you know, again, for the game it makes sense, because you just, on one hand, you need a kitchen to show, oh yeah, they can be in here for quite a while. And on the other hand, there's not really much you can do with a kitchen in the game, but you need different places where you know, okay, this character will be there. Oh, that was actually same kind of lamp. Interesting, okay. So, you know, you kind of, it makes sense from a game design point. She's in the armory. Okay, that's our nomad. Nice. That's one of those forward stations. Interesting that we just...
Maybe they could use you on comms. So you get to be with the Pathfinder and I have to watch your radio? the radio, or help Kesh with cleanup. Oh, hey, Pathfinder.
The Pathfinder's there? Let me say hi.
Fine, but don't embarrass me. Ryder, this is Sid, my sister. Sid, Ryder.
Hope I'm not interrupting something important.
Not at all. We were just finishing up.
Wait, Ryder, I just wanted to know if...
So I know it feels like I just jumped aboard your ship without explanation.
Now's as good a time as any.
I know that I can be of use here. I know everyone on the crew, even the actuators Gil prefers for the ship. Better, I know how to get my hands on them. With me around, your crew's going to be at their best. We've been failing for months, Ryder. Now that we have you, we have a chance out here.
Wow, that's some laser focus.
Yeah? Was it too much? Some people get intimidated.
I'm not just some people. I really like the intensity.
That's good. It's nice to feel appreciated. I should track down a lead for Gil's actuators. Back channels, you know. We'll chat later?
Ah, that was a short conversation. I thought after that little flirt it would go back. Let's see if we have anything else we can talk about.
Terraforming, Atmo processors, gravity wells, life-destroying murder bubbles. We really had no idea what Helios was about, did we?
Someone had to know. Maybe they just didn't tell us.
Did your father?
I'm not sure.
I'm just saying. I really hope you have a plan, Ryder.
I think I probably didn't pick this one.
Like you said, we had no idea what Helios was really like. What good's a plan?
Adapting to problems as they come up. I like that.
Good, since you're probably gonna have front row seats to me winging it.
Looking forward to the show.
You talked about your back channels. What did you mean?
We brought a lot from home. Some of it marked initiative, some of it in personal caches. Most things you want, someone's got. You just have to figure out who, and what they're willing to take in exchange.
That just sounds like you're taking advantage of people.
Is it? I get people what they want, and they do want, or they wouldn't pay.
You were on the Nexus when the revolt happened?
When you promise people golden worlds and all they get are wastelands and a death cloud, they riot. Some wanted to go home, some demanded answers, and a couple just wanted to stir shit up.
And you?
Some days I wondered if the exiles had a point. Maybe we were conned into coming here. But why would the initiative go to all this trouble just to screw us over? Thing about conning people, you always know something they don't, and that's why the con works. And if I'm going to pick a side, I'm picking the liars.
That's a bit of a pessimist view of the Alliance.
How did you hear of the Andromeda initiative?
Short answer, Cash. She was looking for some experimental ship mods, and I knew how to track them down. I thought it was a one-time deal, but she came back. Once, twice. Eventually I figured out something was going on, something big with creds behind it. I asked and she told me about the initiative. New galaxy, new home. Couldn't pass that up.
Have anyone else here with you? Besides Sid?
No, just me and Sid. It's always been just the two of us.
No, I mean, someone special.
Special? Oh. You mean like... Oh. No, nothing like that. Who has time? What about you?
Anywhere's gonna feel empty if you don't have someone to share it with.
A romantic? I wasn't expecting that. Then again, the entire idea of leaving everything you know for a chance at something new is kind of romantic. Anyway.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
All right. The cereal boxes in there are Blast O's, and that's a cereal that you already got to see in previous Mass Effect games, so at least they, they kind of kept their they looked at their older lore and went like, okay, this is already established in the previous game. And that's the engine, by the way. Seems kinda scary to have a big engine that kind of distorts space or something, apparently right behind the window here. But hey.
Pathfinder, help me with something? I know, not exactly standard. Gotta make the space comfortable. Plus, the fabric diffuses the charge from an overclocked Omni blade. Not giving up a 6% boost, right?
Right. What?
Never mind. BS for the requisition. So, finally time for that beer? And after 2 years and a dozen suspensions, I took a lateral promotion out of the force. Being a cop just didn't fit. But crisis response? Digging people out of trouble? That worked. I bet Hustle followed you into a few peace actions. Think about your Alliance days much?
Okay, that's basically like in the first mission, Liam and Nico go on a planet, and she kind of asks what he did before, and that's apparently the end of that story. We don't really get to hear the entire one. We get to hear some of it before that he was in crisis response, and I guess now, and that he was a cop before.
Tell me about your group.
Heavy urban search terrain 1? Yeah. Earth's contribution to a multi-species disaster response unit. HUST-1, but Hustle looks much better on the patch. All civilians, retired vets, or shits like me. I was fiercely bearded. Tastes better just thinking about those days.
I wanted exploration, to chase the cutting edge of Prothean research. I thought I'd found my calling. Seems like a long time ago.
600 years, give or take. So, Pathfinder. Why Andromeda?
That blunt, huh?
That blunt.
I think that was the one.
I was on a good path in the Alliance. Then everything fell apart. There wasn't much left for me. Andromeda was so far away, I figured if you're going to start over, start way over.
Gotcha. Clean slate. Classic.
Back at you, Costa. Why do you come?
I want to say I'm running from my past, but really running from myself. That'd be a great story. But it's bullshit. I had family, friends, a good enough job, nothing was wrong. I just heard about the initiative and I believed in it. I believed in a new beginning. Still do. I have to. We're in it.
We can't go back, but we're not trapped by decisions a galaxy behind us.
I don't feel trapped. We came from a good place for good reasons. We keep that in mind or steer us right, just like back in Crisis Response. Remember the essentials. A new start guided by the Pathfinder. and team. I'll bust my tail to make that a good story.
Okay, that was nice. So we have a couch now, and I guess that's supposed to be the TV?
Prodromos. Sounds good, doesn't it? We started Pathfinder. A new life. That is goddamn brilliant.
You barely covered how you joined. Tell me something about yourself.
Alright, I was a bad student, piss poor cop, great responder. Had a good life, but it'd all been done. I wasn't looking to start over. I wanted to start big.
You were a cop, then crisis response? Couldn't have been long in either.
Didn't have the patience for law, so I figured enforcement. Dad knew it didn't fit before I did. But it got me into hustle. They mostly take vets and retired service. Best years of my life.
An impatient rookie, frustrated by procedure. That's overdone.
I know, right? I wanted new, and I got it. And that led me here.
That's kind of... You know, basically, that was Garrus in the first Mass Effect game. You know, he was the cop who was frustrated with all the red tape. And, yeah, so, you know, that was kind of, Garrus. He was a cop on the Citadel, so basically the equivalent to the Nexus. And, yeah, so it's kind of funny that they're going like, okay, yeah, people gonna see that, so let's lampshade it and say, hey, that's a bit of a cliche. But, you know, on the other hand, you know, have your cake and eat it too. They can still go, okay, we have that archetype and can work with it, and people will know the shorthand.
Tell me about your family.
I miss the hell out of them. Some nights you just cry, right? That's the thing everyone does. Mom Joelle, Dad Calvin, both lawyers. Met on the Citadel, settled on Earth. No brothers or sisters. That might have been too much to leave. It was traditional. How about you?
Traditional is a weird term for family, like normal. Who's that describe?
I suppose you're right. I sure didn't keep to tradition. I said goodbye to my mum and dad and got on a ship to Andromeda.
Tell me about your family.
Can I do that again?
Mom Joelle, Dad Calvin, both lawyers. Met on the Citadel, settled on Earth. No brothers or sisters. That might have been too much to leave.
Okay, I can't give a different answer. Aww.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
It's kind of... It feels a bit weird because the ship is symmetric, roughly. So there's like 2 rooms down here and 2 rooms up there. Which, you know, totally makes sense for... you know, like, from the room and the space and the shape of the ship. It kind of makes sense that if you have room for rooms down there, then you'll make the same up there. And if you need the big room here in the middle for things like working on vehicles or, you know, taking in things to examine or whatever this area is generally for, then it totally makes sense. You know, to use the space up there at least. Wait, can we call the lift down, see if you have anything else to say?
Ryder.
Okay.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Okay. Let's elevate. Oh no, wait, this is both the engine room. The other rooms... I don't even know where the other rooms are. So it's not really... But there's like 2 rooms like this, like the ones down there, in another spot in the ship at least, and it always confuses me like which is which.
Pathfinder, making the rounds. Slumming it, huh? Want to see how the riffraff are making out?
Hey, it's a dirty job. Are you the riffraff spokesman?
King, actually. You might want to bow. Otherwise, no telling what might fall off the Nomad when you're out there.
I'll take my chances. Just want to see how things are going with the ship.
I can coax more out of this baby than some might think, but we shouldn't go too far or push too hard between Nexus stops. For now. It just feels good to be stretching our wings, you know? Locked in idle too long, you start to drift. People, same as ships. Stuck on the Nexus, gotta say, I was regretting joining the Initiative.
I doubt you were the only one.
Yes, but it's a new thing for me, regret. I tend to live the way I work. Kind of feel it, do it. Not a lot of close ties, no real sense of purpose. Figured maybe I'd find my true calling in Andromeda. Then I got here and, oops, I just made a decision there's no turning back from. I was going nuts on that station. You can't know how jazzed I was when you showed up.
You mean how jazzed you were that a Pathfinder showed up?
Tomato, potato. You just keep pointing this ship wherever you want it to go, and I'll make sure she can get there. Deal?
Deal.
This time, I have to... Since I'm kind of trying to, you know, play this character different to see more of the game that I didn't see before, it's kind of fun because, like, I keep now saying things that are kind of, you know, at the least critical of the people I talk to, you know. It feels like Nico is not at all trying to be friends with everyone here. Kind of saying a lot of unpleasant truths. Oh, apparently I've lost connection with the Mass Effect server. And apparently I've lost connection in general. That's not good. Alright, I guess this is a good point to officially take our break because it's 7. And I'll fiddle around a little bit to see if I can get it working again.